Welcome back to the channel, guys. So the Ultra League has finally ended and we have moved on to the next phase of the season 6, which is the Master League and the Holiday Cup. And I'm especially excited for the Holiday Cup because it has a pretty interesting meta and there is no dominating Pokemon. And I think this cup will be as interesting as the Halloween Cup because I really liked Halloween Cup, and I think that I would continue to playing in the Holiday Cup because the Master League Premier has allowed the level 50 Pokemons, which I really don't have. And I would do some battles in the Master League this time because I was able to make Giratina as well as Melmetal. So I will do some battles in the Master League as well. So but right now we are talking about Holiday Cup. So before we start with the team composition and the battles, if you are new to the channel and if you like our videos, do make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We are targeting 300 subs and we are very close to achieving that goal. So make it happen, guys. And if you want to join the Battles Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So let's move on to the team composition, and the team which we are using is Alolan, Marowak, Lanturn and Dewgong. So I made the Dewgong today itself and I invested the 2 elite TMs in that to give it the legacy moves of Ice Shard and Icy Wind. So all in all, I think the team does okay in the terms of PvP rating. It's rated pretty like B in every section. So I think the rating tallies with the battle performances as well, because this team I feel is really strong, and we are using Lanturn with water gun instead of spark because I really like the damage of water gun onto the Alolan Marowak, because it's with the water gun damage is pretty huge. And yeah, I mean the energy generation is not that good, but I do really like that. Also one thing to notice is that this team is pretty weak to one Stunfisk, because one Stunfisk can technically kill all our Pokemon if they opt to invest 2 shields. So yeah, definitely would want to watch out for that. And other than that, I think this team is really performing well for me, and I had a decent jump. I think I gained around 200 rating, about 200 rating with this team. So yeah, in my opinion, again, this team is really good. So in this video we are featuring 2 sets, one of which was a 5-2 and the other one was 4-1. So first the first 5 battles are from the set which I went a 5-2, and the next set would be the 4-1. So without further delays, let's start with the battle and see how the battle goes. So we are in a very positive lead in the form of this Alolan Ninetales, and the Alolan Ninetales is running Charm and they swap out to a Sableye, and I probably should not have thrown this charge move, but yeah, I grabbed the opponent shields, which is really good because now I can come in with Dewgong, and yeah, Dewgong is a very bulky Pokemon. So I shield the foul play because I was expecting a return or a power champ. So don't need to shield this power play because Dewgong can survive that. So going for an Icy Wind, so we are grabbing the large shield of the opponent and we are able to pull the trigger on the another Icy Wind, so that's really good for us. And the opponent will now make a swap to their Ninetales, which will farm us down, and I come in with Lanturn and they swap into Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff will eat a Hydro Pump to the face because Wigglytuff will take a lot of time to get to their charge move. So this Hydro Pump will definitely knock out the Wigglytuff, and I swapped to Alolan Marowak immediately. So I probably should not have I would have survived even if I did not shielded that, but I don't want to take any risk. So going for Shadow Bone for the kill, and this will take out the Alolan Ninetales. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and in an Alolan Marowak mirror match, and this matchup totally depends on who will be able to land the Shadow Bone or Shadow Wall. So looks like we both are farming a lot of energy just to I think the intention there was to sneak in an extra fire spin. So the opponent shielded the Shadow Bone correctly and I predicted the bait correctly, which is really good for us and will put us in an advantageous spot. So the opponent will double shield their Alolan Marowak and we have 2 shields ready with us. So I do not shield this one expecting a Shadow Bone, which knocks us out, and I come in with Lanturn in the expectation to farm down this Alolan Marowak completely because water gun damage will add up, and they go for Shadow Bone directly, which is really not good. So now I have to shield this one, but luckily it's another Shadow Bone, so we are able to farm down the Alolan Marowak and we will be able to throw a very hard hitting move onto any Pokemon except that Altaria. And looks like they are running double double flyer, which is really good for us because we will be able to debuff this Skarmory with the Icy Wind, and Altaria against the Dewgong will not be able to do much. And even if the Altaria survives, I think we have a Thunderbolt ready, and Thunderbolt will do neutral damage to Altaria because of Altaria's flying typing. So I think this Sky attack will not take us out because Dewgong, as I said, is a very bulky Pokemon, and we will be able to reach an Icy Wind, and this will do a lot of damage to this Altaria, probably KO that this range. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and we are in a very positive lead in the form of this Frostlass, and the opponent will show up to Altaria, and I make a mistake there because definitely Dewgong was the way to go, but regardless, I think Lanturn probably wins this match because we will be resisting those Sky attacks. But at this range, although they go for Dazzling, which does massive amount of damage, so not really looking good for us because we have lost the potential switch advantage. Now, had we come in with Dewgong, the matchup would have been way better. But now Dewgong, we farm some energy of this Dewgong. Let's see, the opponent comes in with the Frostlass. It indicates that they might have something weak to Dewgong in the back, so we do need to watch out for that. And we are able to debuff the Frostlass, and they come in with Vigoroth, which is really good for us because now I know that they have two Pokemons which are kind of weak to Alolan Marowak. So I tried to catch a Body Slam there, but they farmed some extra energy and they went for Body Slam, which is really good because these Body Slams are debuffed with the Icy Wind, so that's really good for us. And I think I don't need to shield anything here because a non-debuff Vigoroth does around 50% of Alolan Marowak's health with the Bulldoze, so they will use the large shield on the Vigoroth. And now I think I don't shield this, and they throw the Body Slam, which is really good for us. And now they come in with Frostlass and go for Shadow Ball, which we shield correctly. And now I go for Shadow Ball. This will definitely knock out the Frostlass, and the Vigoroth was at a low health. So yeah, I think we definitely Dewgong was the way to go there, but we managed to pull this off. So the dreaded one Stunfisk we face in the lead now, and I think Alolan Marowak can tank one Mud Bomb. So I charge up to Shadow Bone and went for this because I really want this Stunfisk out of the picture. And taking the Mud Bomb on Lanturn is probably not a good idea because even though Lanturn is a bulky Pokemon, it will take a lot of damage from Mud Bomb. So the opponent switch swap to Dewgong of their own, and fortunately they made the swap very late. This allowed us to land the Thunderbolt onto the Dewgong, and we will be resisting all the charge moves coming in from the Dewgong, which is really good. And I did not shield this Icy Wind because I didn't expect it to go down, but eventually we lose the Lanturn, but we are able to farm down the Dewgong with our Alolan Marowak, and they come in with Stunfisk, and the Stunfisk will eat a Shadow Bone to the face, and it will not do a lot of damage, but they will swap to the Frostlass, and it is a Hex Frostlass. So I made the immediate swap to my Dewgong, and we shield the Shadow Ball correctly. And always shield the first move if you are running Dewgong because that will be the move that will do the most of the damage. So unfortunately we are not able to go for another Ice Event before the Frostlass throw Shadow Ball, but the Shadow Ball also does decent amount of damage, I think, considering it's debuffed. So went for water pulse there just to do a lot of damage because Icy Wind will be resisted. So we make a simultaneous swap there, and I have a shield intact, so that's really critical because I will be able to throw the Mud Bomb onto the Bone Club onto this Universe, which will take it out. And Frostlass was too low, and we fire spin it down. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and in a very favorable lead in the form of this Skarmory, we do need to watch out for Brave Bird, which will do a lot of damage. And I think the opponent did a brilliant job there to take on the Shadow Bone onto the Vigoroth. But this Alolan Marowak can now just go to town on this Vigoroth as well because Fire Spin and Bone Club will do a lot of damage. And I think I might swap the Bone Club with a Flame Wheel or a Fire Blast because Bone Club is really not necessary in this meta, but you will lose a potential bait move. And we are almost able to knock out the Vigoroth, and they go for Bulldoze, which knocks out the Alolan Marowak. But we will be able to come in with Dewgong and farm down the Vigoroth, and they have an Obstagoon in the back, which is not really good. So we are going for Icy Wind just to debuff this Obstagoon, and unfortunately I was not able to swap out because that was a CMP. So now I swap to the Lanturn, and now they come in with Skarmory, and we will be resisting all the charge moves coming in from this Skarmory, and they go for Brave Bird, which is really good because this will give us an opportunity to farm a little more energy of this Skarmory, and we will be and the opponent will shield, which I was not expecting, to be honest, because now we will be able to farm down this Skarmory completely with the water guns, and we'll have a Thunderbolt ready for this Obstagoon when it comes back, and this Thunderbolt will be able to knock out the Obstagoon. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and we are in an Aerodactyl lead, so not really good for us because Alolan Marowak will be taking super effective damage from those smackdowns. I think that was that was a rock throw. So they come in with Alolan Marowak, which is not really a great counter to the Lanturn, and they will shield the Thunderbolt, which is really good for us because this will give us an advantage. So they go for Shadow Bolt directly, which is really good, and now don't need to shield this Bone Club. We can survive one Bone Club coming in from Alolan Marowak, and the Alolan Marowak is now low enough that we can go for Thunderbolt and either take the Last Shield or take the Alolan Marowak. So we will get farmed down by the Aerodactyl, but we can come in with Alolan Marowak now because Lanturn has done a lot of damage with their water guns. So we shield the Rock Slide, and I farm some extra energy and go for Dewgong to take out the Aerodactyl before they could throw another charge move. So I come in. This Dewgong will just go to down on this Lapras and will start debuffing its attack. And since we farmed the energy of the Alolan Marowak, we do have a Shadow Bone ready. So we will be debuffing this Lapras like I think up to 3 stages. And the opponent went for the Ice Beam in the first stage, which is not really the way to go because ice type moves are triple resisted on Dewgong, and now they are playing it correctly by throwing Surfs, which is the right play in this matchup. And we have debuffed a lot. They debuffed this Lapras a lot, and we are going for Shadow Bone now, and most likely to grab a shield. And at the time I was not aware of the fact that the Lapras still has a shield, so that's why I went for Shadow Bone directly. And since the Lapras was so debuffed, the Surf was not able to KO us, and we are able to throw the Shadow Bone to take out the Lapras. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get this time. So we are in a Galvantula lead. So Galvantula I think is not a very common Pokemon in this Holiday Cup because Galvantula is weak to a lot of mons. But I think it still is an interesting pick because it will do a lot of damage with those electric type moves. And in comes Mandibus, and Mandibus I also, when I saw that, I thought that it will be a very useful Pokemon because it's a tank, but against our Lanturn it cannot do a lot of it cannot sustain because Lanturn will be doing a lot of damage with those Thunderbolts, and Foul Play does decent amount of damage to Lanturn, but Lanturn also is a very bulky Pokemon, so I definitely would want to invest a shield there because I knew that I would be able to reach that Thunderbolt before the Mandibus gets to a charge move. But the opponent makes a great swap taking on this Thunderbolt onto their Galvantula. But now I come in with Galvantula to farm that Galvantula, but I think I made a mistake there because Mandibus, now our Alolan Marowak is switch locked against this Mandibus, and this Mandibus will just knock us out and wall, and is a wall to Alolan Marowak. But now I can come in with Dewgong and look to farm down this Mandibus completely. And they have Alolan Marowak in the back, so that's really good news for us. Since we were ahead on energy, I go for Water Pulse directly to do a massive amount of damage, and we are able to take on this charge move onto a Lanturn, which is even better because now I think this gives us an opportunity to farm down this Alolan Marowak and throw the Icy Wind on the Mandibus there, because Shadow Bone will not do a lot of damage, and it's a Hex version of the Alolan Marowak. So this Icy Wind will be able to knock down the Alolan Marowak, and we have another Icy Wind ready for this Mandibus, and which will take it out. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and we are in a Wigglytuff lead, so that's really good for us, and I think that's an advantage of running Fire Spin Marowak over the Hex version, that you will not get walled by the Wigglytuff, because Fire Spin damage will eventually add up along with the Bone Club. So we are able to throw this Bone Club right hand there, and the opponent comes in with Dusclops, which again is a very interesting pick, I think. But I knew that the Dusclops runs with the Fire Punch, and Fire Punch would be resisted on Alolan Marowak. So going for Shadow Bone directly, and the opponent does not shield, which is really good, because now I can come in with Lanturn, take on this Fire Punch pretty easily, and farm down this Dusclops. And let's see, the opponent comes back in with Wigglytuff. So again, I will look to farm down this Wigglytuff with the Water Guns, and I think that's the another advantage of running Water Gun over the Spark. And they have a Alolan Marowak in the back, so I go for Thunderbolt because I'm definitely expecting a shield, but the opponent does not shield, which is a very brave move from their end. But I think we are able this Alolan Marowak is now in Thunderbolt range, and we are able to successfully take on the charge move onto the Dewgong, and it was just a Bone Club, and the opponent realizes they cannot win now and quit. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and we are in an Obstagoon lead. So I did one match wherein I swapped to Lanturn lead just to check it out how it performs over Alolan Marowak, and this is the match wherein we get the Obstagoon lead. So that was really good. The Obstagoon will now get a boost, and I think the opponent will probably invest a shield in the Obstagoon now, especially since it's boosted. So I come in with Alolan Marowak because I did not want Obstagoon to farm a lot of energy, because Night Slash will do super effective damage onto us, and they get another boost, which is not really good. And I'm totally expecting this Obstagoon to shield once more. So yeah, not really looking good for our team, because this Obstagoon is double boosted and will able to knock our Alolan Marowak out. And now I don't have any I don't think that there is any play left, especially since there is a Lapras in the back. So I don't know why I stay in this match, because I think this match is passed over, or I think I was trying to catch a charge move onto my Lanturn, and they have Altaria in the back, so maybe there was still some win condition if he would have been able to take on that charge move onto a Lanturn, but unfortunately that did not happen. And the Lapras has cleared their debuff off, and yeah, I think at some point I quit the game, because I think the game was way over before, and the Obstagoon getting double buff was very critical. So moving on to the next game, and we are in a Skarmory lead, so again a very positive lead for us, and I think this is a Steel Wind Skarmory, so that's even better, because Steel Wing Skarmory will take some time to reach to their charge move, and we do need to protect it from our Dewgong, because Dewgong will take super effective damage against that Skarmory. So Skarmory goes down, and I go for Shadow Bone directly, and in comes Haunter. So Haunter will be able to farm us down, but we can come in with Lanturn, and Lanturn is a very bulky Pokemon, so it will do a lot of. It can tank one Shadow Ball coming in from Haunter. So in comes Emolga, which is not really good for our team, but I go for Thunderbolt just to either grab the last shield of the opponent or knock the Emolga down. So Emolga is pretty low, and we are able to ice shout down that Emolga. So Dewgong again can tank one Shadow Ball from Haunter, and now we will be able to debuff this Haunter with the Icy Wind. Most probably we will grab the shield, and Haunter will be able to farm us down, which is very unfortunate, but we still have a shield intact with us, and once we shield this charge move, even though it's a Shadow Punch, I think we can survive one Shadow Walls, but the opponent is not able to get to that. So yeah, I think that's it for the video, guys, and I think this team did really well, and I think I'm going to continue using it in my tomorrow's battles as well. So I hope you like the content, and if you want to get timely notified of the upcoming videos or the upcoming battles, do hit the like and subscribe button and the bell icon as well. And with that, I end today's video. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.